I want to talk about the rainbow. And the problem is for many people, including many Christians, they no longer believe that the rainbow was a symbol of this covenant because, well, because of what science has explained what it is. Instead of ancient myths about it being a snake god or a path between heaven and earth or whatever, thanks to science, we now have a decent understanding of what the rainbow is, at least in terms of the basic physical interactions that make up the rainbow. I mean, thanks to science, we know now that what? A rainbow occurs when sunlight, I don't know how it works totally, but sunlight apparently comes in and is both refracted and reflected in the drops of water that disperse it at various angles. You know, the light enters a raindrop at one point, it's reflected off the back of the drop at another, and it creates the colors, and a whole host of colors that we see. You know, each teeny drop kind of acts as a prism. And we see all this dispersed light of millions and millions of drops out there, and it creates this beautiful bow that we see in the sky. So, as I said, now, thanks to science, we at least understand to some degree what a rainbow is. Therefore, the Bible story about the rainbows being a sign of God's covenant is proven false. Right? Right? Well, not exactly. I mean, it's akin to thinking something like this. Well, this is exactly what it's akin to thinking. When science explains something, that means God has nothing to do with it. Science explains the rainbow, ergo, therefore, God had nothing to do with it. You know, in formal logic, that's called a valid argument, but not a sound one. The conclusions follow logically from the premise, but the premise is wrong, so the conclusion can be wrong as well. Where do we get this idea that once science suddenly helps us understand the physical mechanism of some phenomena, that God suddenly drops out of the picture? I mean, that seems to be the default mode. Oh, now we understand what the science behind a rainbow, therefore the Noah's flood story and all that is hokum. How does one follow the other? It sure doesn't logically and rationally.